right, y'all. Welcome back. We just put a video out, so hopefully y'all were able to catch that video. But just kind of like giving my day after thoughts from the game yesterday. Gave a few opening thoughts of the Florida week. We just kind of like went through their stats and so on and so forth. But if y'all missed it, definitely go back and check that out. But I'm going through my normal ones and twos. What I do on Sundays is obviously from like most of the big games, y'all, I watch film over the course of the year. I've been watching plenty of film on Florida. I've already started watching some film on Vanderbilt, but I want to watch their most recent games. So Florida just played Ole Miss last night. I told y'all a million times I cannot stand playing teams after Ole Miss plays them because I think it helps that team out. But we're going to be going through today and breaking down some of the clips. I think I've got maybe like 20 of them in here of Florida versus Ole Miss. And we're going to start to break down Florida. I want to get y'all's thoughts on it too. So if you are able to join us, then definitely share your thoughts. And there's some other things that we'll get to here in just a second. But please do make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. It helps us out in a very, very major way. All right, so let me get to this first one right here. Yes, sir. Hey, I love that energy on a Sunday. I'm ready to like wash the taste out of my mouth from what we did last week. I have some concerns, you know what I mean, about the rest of the season. We voiced them. It really, I would say, like over the course of the year, we've been voicing some concerns. And I mean, obviously, like we're almost at the end of the year. It's not a lot of changes that will take place. We can make a few of them, but it's not going to be anything like major. But small changes can make a huge difference, can make a really big difference playing football because it is a game of inches. You know what I mean? So we'll talk about what we see. And really, like for this film breakdown, y'all, I didn't really have a chance to watch Florida versus Ole Miss last night. I was trying to watch it. I had a lot of things going on, so I saw like bits and pieces. Had a chance to kind of like not even, it's kind of like briefly like literally scan through what we're going to be watching today. And I think that some of the like scoreboard copies might be off, but this is really going to be like a truly live film breakdown. All right. So let me get to this next one right here, to this next chat. Y'all are more than welcome to, hey, man, join into the chat. I'm going to take breaks and all that and see what people are talking about. But so this next one saying South Carolina and Boston College winning would have helped our case. We need as much upsets as possible in the top 12. Yeah, I mean, all that would have helped us out, but I think that we're probably out of it, to be honest. I don't know what the percentage chance is, but Oklahoma winning yesterday versus Alabama, that really didn't help us. Now, Oklahoma could lose out. That is possible. But I started to feel it too. Like, I started to think about it. I was like, you know what? I'm looking at Alabama like there's some juggernaut team. Dang, it's the SEC. Anybody can win on any given week. I still don't think that Oklahoma's a, excuse me, I still don't think that Oklahoma is a very good football team. But yeah, you know, they were able to go down to Tuscaloosa and win that one. I mean, I'm just gonna say this. We don't deserve to make it to the college football playoffs. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, man. Like we really don't. Not from what I've seen so far. Now, if we come out next week and we look, or we come out this weekend and we look great, and then we look great again versus Vandy, I mean, then maybe I might change my tune. I just don't think that with how the format is, you know, I mean, you could probably put like 8 SEC teams in the college football playoffs every year, but with how the format is, I don't think that we deserve to get in. Like this team, I mean, you know, what they did yesterday. Like, I want to move on to this Florida week, but yeah, I mean, playoffs, I don't think that that's really in Tennessee's cards. But let's go ahead and get started, all right? So we do have the Cash App QR code in the top right-hand corner. The main reason for that is whenever we're doing these types of all 22 film breakdowns on YouTube, YouTube is probably going to take away the monetization. And it's like a battle that we've been going back and forth with them. But if y'all would like to donate, you can scan that Cash App QR code and donate as little as $1 to the Cash App. That really helps us out because like literally we probably won't make a dime off of this video. And obviously, you know, we have to be able to keep on functioning. But also our Cash App, it is $Bluechip Breakdown. That's it. It's all one word. There's no spaces, no underscores, none of that. Just Bluechip Breakdown. So you know, we would be very, very grateful if y'all would donate. If you can donate, obviously every little bit helps. Shouts out to our members. But let's go ahead and get started, man. And obviously we will have a lot more for our members. So we're going to be starting off on this scoreboard copy. and it's going to show you the down, distance, quarter, how much time is left, where the football is at, so on and so forth. Like I said, I think that some of these might be off. All right, so we'll go ahead and get it moving. So this is the first play. Florida's on offense. So first and foremost, let me bear with me real quick while I navigate a couple things. All right, so Florida right now looks like they're probably in 12 personnel. What it looks like to me. Yeah, so 2 tight ends right here. You got 2 up top. Pretty tight set pistol. What Ole Miss is doing on defense, this is a 3-3-5, so they are in their nickel. Tennessee also runs a 3-3-5. This is your 3 down, and these are your 3 linebackers. This is a star or nickel, whatever slot player. Right now they're showing a 1-high look. Anytime that you got 12 personnel, you want to try to stop the run first. So this is this a boot? Looks like this is a boot. All right, so yeah. Boot, you know what I'm saying? Throw it to a tight end that's wide open. What's the coverage? Hard for me to tell. It looks like it could be cover 3, but either way, they're throwing it out to a guy. This is where all of the game planning, scheming, you got all your analysts that's part of the staff that put a lot of work into helping you know what the tendencies are for the team that you're facing, whether it's their defense, their offense, or their special teams. So you come out with an opening script. So the opening script for Florida, knowing that they can run the football pretty well, hey, let's fake the run, roll out, get the tight end outflanking this defensive coverage, because based off how we line up, Ole Miss is going to line up this certain way. So they knew that this was going to be open. And things are there, like we talked about, and they're not able to hit on it, all right? So this is the end zone copy. Let's pay attention to what the offensive line is doing here. Okay, so showing that run action. Of course, backside, coming from this side right here, you're going to see this crossing pattern. You got the vertical. We talked about this earlier today as well. But it's just like really quick game stuff. Wasn't even a good pass in all honesty. But that's the type of stress that they can put on you. So 2nd and 10. All right, so now they got trips. Now they're going to shift. It's still 12 personnel. So you got your 2 tight ends out there with 2 wide receivers. Right now, Ole Miss is showing what looks like it could move to like a 1-high safety look. 1-high is going to be cover 1, which is a man coverage. Cover 3, which is a deeper zone coverage. And it's good versus the run. Both of those coverages are good versus the run. You're trying to get the box loaded up. We're focusing on Ole Miss's defense, focusing on stopping this running game for Florida. All right. So that just looks like that's probably inside zone. You got the motion coming on over, orbit motion, fake that, some misdirection stuff. They don't do as much misdirection as they used to with Napier. Now they've dumbed that down some, and all the pre-snap movement and stuff, it's not as much. But 13, really good player. Let's pay attention to this offensive line. What are they doing here? So it's still 3-3-5 coming from the Ole Miss defense. Looks like a 4-man front, okay? But it is technically 3-3-5, so double team, double team. We talked about that. Defensive tackles will get double teamed. And because they're doing this kind of like option stuff, they leave this defensive end unblocked. The defensive ends have got to have a good game. The front 4 for Tennessee has to have a good game. Defensive tackles, I think, especially for these next couple of games, the defensive tackles have got to take huge leaps forward versus what they did previously. All right. So double team there. Linebacker should be clean because of the double team. And they just pretty much set up a little wall right here. Okay. So boom, set this wall up. Pretty good job. All right. So I'm going to tap back into the chat real quick and make sure that we're not missing anything. I know that we might be missing a few things, but I'm going to try to catch up. Okay. So this first one right here saying that John Mateer said during an interview that he and his team decided that they wouldn't lose in Neyland. Our team doesn't have that unified attitude. We make incompetent mistakes. Hypo needs to be strict. I mean, I understand what you're getting at there. I don't know if it's true that our team doesn't have like a unified. I mean, everyone goes into there is not a football team more than likely on this level that's going into any game thinking that they're going to lose. I mean, I'm sure that they come inside of the locker room and say, hey, we're going to go like Tennessee. I'm sure we said, hey, we're going to go to Tuscaloosa and we're not going to lose. We're going to win. So I would disagree with that. I would say that that's probably not true. But yeah, we do have way too many mistakes. I will say that, and I do put that on the coaching staff. Like, can we be more strict? I would say 100%. Okay, so let's keep it moving, right? Move on to this next play. And let's see what they got going on. All right, so this is 3rd and 7. All right, so 3rd and 7. So now they got 3-by-1. Let me show you what I'm talking about here. So 3-by-1, you got your 3 wide receivers up top, and then you've got one down at the bottom. That's what 3-by-1 is. Okay, that's what I'm talking about. So they're spreading things out, and right now for the Ole Miss defense, they're showing a too high safety look. All right, so you got boom boom. You know, you got your two safeties playing deep. Of course, you can run on those types of looks, but this is 3rd and 7. They probably aren't going to run the football. Really funky front, too. Like, look at this front. Tennessee does a whole lot of this where you're overloading here. You know, you've got everything bunched up on this one side up here. Look at this huge gaping hole. Some sort of a stunt and or blitz is going to be coming. Or else this is just going to be not very fundamentally sound. Okay? So, actually, they didn't. This is just like a straight up. This is just a straight rush, and then you bring a spy right into that gap, right over to that spot. And the coverage down the field, this looks like this is man, this is cover 1. So they show 2 deep, but they flip it to a cover 1. So they're playing man here, 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 and here. Deep zone, middle zone right there. Like I said, spy right here, and then man right there. And what's the route concepts? Okay, so you got an out coming right here from the inside, running that post right there from the second guy. So wide receiver number 2, he's going to be running this guy right here. He's running a post. He's running an out, and I think this is a comeback. What are they doing down at the bottom? This is just looks like this is a comeback as well. Probably option route. So it's like pretty simple stuff. It's nothing like what we saw with Napier, where I mean, excuse me, whole lot of crossing patterns and just funky stuff. But the offensive line's holding up well. So they're only rushing 3. And Ole Miss does a whole lot of that, but the offensive line is holding up well. Okay, but really tight coverage, and I think that we want to try to mimic some of this coming up. All right, so 1st and 10. Okay, let me check and make sure that we're still good here. Okay, yeah, so everything is still good. All right, so 1st and 10 on this play. And now Ole Miss obviously has the football. They run the same type of offensive system that Tennessee does. So it's veer and shoot, but there's some differences in the way that we operate. But they're going 3-by-1. Tennessee needs to do a whole lot more 3-by-1. We do too much even where it's 2-by-2. Again, whenever I say that, I'm talking about the pass catching threats. All right, but too high look from the Florida defense. You're going to see a whole lot of that. What that means is down the field stuff, the outside stuff, it's going to be double covered. You're not going to be able to operate that way. You're going to have to throw over the middle. You're going to have to be able to run the football. And we've talked so much about it with Joey Aguilar and with this entire offensive staff. You've got to give him some real route concepts so that we can win. Like, we need winning plays. Everything going vertical is pretty much never a winning play unless you're playing up against a team that absolutely sucks. SEC, no team sucks, so you can't do that. Running game needs to take steps forward, but Florida does run a 3-3-5. That's what this is. So this is their nickel. Y'all can see their front, okay? But we'll go ahead and let it roll. So pre-snap movement coming from Florida. They bring that tight end down more into the box. Same thing here, boots. Teams start the games off with boots a lot, and what they're doing here is spacing. Occupy there, come right here, and then occupy there. What is this coverage? Looks like this might be cover 3. Coming from Florida. Okay, so cover 3, but you just pretty much occupy and spread things out in their zone, and you have to be on time and have your guy in any spot. It could be in different spots, but that's the spot that Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss chose, or what's the offensive coordinator's name? Charlie Weiss Jr., right? This is what they chose. It's pretty much a boot play. This stuff works to start games off. They're in their opening script for the Ole Miss offense, right? Okay, so moving on, you still see that 2 deep safety look. You see your 2 safeties right there, all right? And Florida is still in a 3-by-1. They've got the tight end. Is this 3-by-1? What the hell is going on? Okay, it's kind of a 3-by-1. But you've got the tight end. He's lined up as like an H-back. Okay, kind of a tight split. Florida's not blitzing. You see that they're getting pushed off the football, but they're running it right at him. Inside zone. Tennessee's got to get back to this. I know that we're not running the super spread the field out wide. That stuff don't matter, bro. Run inside freaking zone and get down daggum hill. Stop doing all the and I just think that our outside zone has started to look better. But it's too much of it's confusion with who are we supposed to be picking up. Go run straight into the teeth of the freaking defense so that we know who to pick up. If we know who to pick up, we're going to pick them up and we're going to be perfectly fine. And hey, take your 2 or 3 here. Take your 2 or 3, right? This guy right here, this defensive lineman, he's actually kind of winning here. He's pushing that guy out of the way, double team right here. Okay, winning there. Bump, get up the field, right here, tight end insert, you know what I'm saying, or H-back insert, and, you know, kind of like one-on-one inside of the hole with this linebacker is what they wanted. But like I said, this kid here, he's losing. Let me know what y'all are seeing too. But yeah, bro, like take your 3 or 4 freaking yards. Just take it. It's there. 2nd and 7. All right, so still, this is actually 2-by-2, but now they're motion over, pre-snap movement, run that drag, and this is what I was talking about earlier today. Watch these route concepts. All right. First, let me go back. They're showing 2 deep look. They're going to show a whole lot of that, but they'll flip it to other things sometimes. Okay, so now you see that he's coming down because the motion's coming over. What the hell is he doing? He's coming over the top. That's a funky looking defense. But look at how quick this is on this drag. You got the drag. You got it right now. This is open right now. That's the quick part of it. Get the quicks out there. Now, what's the rest of the concepts? Well, he's occupying flats. He's coming open because we're occupying flats. Lane Kiffin and Ole Miss, they do a great job of this because it spreads this field. Look at this. This is wide open. This is wide open. But you got a guy first level, okay, on both sides of the field, middle, deep. You're occupying things so that we have openings. It's not everything is deep, right? And I'm literally going through this with y'all live, but you see how simple football can really be. Don't overprocess. Don't overthink. Like it's not that complicated. You know what I mean? Just use common sense. Stop doing stupid stuff. So good job with the pass protection. Looks like what are they having here? 5. They got 5 blocking, picking things up. There is no blitz, but yeah, it's pretty much quick game because 1, 2, 3. Now we can throw, right? We have to do way more of that on a consistent basis. We got to be good at that. Your quick game needs to be good, and not just quick games with screens, but quick game stuff that's able to go down the field. If you're good with that, you're going to have a good damn offense. If you can do that, and if you can run the football, the offense will be fine. So now they're really overloading everything. Ole Miss is, right? You've got all the passing threats that's on one side of the field. How is Florida going to respond to this? So you're seeing the 2 deep. Now they flip it to that 1. To the 1 deep safety look right here. Is this cover 1? No, this is cover 3. You got 3 deep right here. So look, 1's deep there, 1's deep there, 1's deep there. Just all in deep thirds. Okay, so just dump it off to your playmaker coming out of the backfield. Make him go to a cover 3 based off of how you line up, run the coverage off, and then just dump it off to your guy and try to outflank this defense. Pretty freaking simple. It is. It's not rocket science. There's a flag. I don't know what that flag is. Okay, I could not tell you. But Florida, they have a very talented defense. You know, 34 right here. He does a really good job of taking this type of stuff on. They're going to try to hit him on this wham. He does a really good job, and I've seen him really blow this stuff out. He's going to sacrifice his daggum body, which I love to see that. Miles Kitzman, I'm not sure if he's going to be able to play this weekend, but I feel fine with the other, you know, tight ends that we have out there. So let me tap back into the chat, man. I want to try to stay in there. Okay, so this one right here saying that this team needs a head coach. I don't think that that's necessarily true, bro. I think that we got to give him some time to get things right. Yeah, ready to be heard. I don't see a whole lot of confidence coming from a whole lot of our fans. And look, I totally get it. I mean, I don't know what to think either. Like I said, I'm about to really start to dive deeper into this matchup, but I don't know what to think either. So this one's saying I think Ole Miss is way more talented than Tennessee. I disagree with that, man. Tennessee is definitely more talented than Ole Miss is. That is a fact. Tennessee is a much more talented team than Ole Miss is. And you can go and look at 24/7 Sports. They have the roster rankings. Tennessee's way over, I'm sure, Ole Miss. Ole Miss doesn't have that much talent, but I think that they have a quarterback that's mobile, that's very deadly. That, I mean, you have to look at, we'll say the quarterback, just as far as the passing operations would be at an 80. If you throw in them having legs and they can run and they're a real threat from that standpoint, you put them up to a 95. You know, Tennessee doesn't really have that. So that's why you always want to have quarterbacks who can move. Always, period, point blank. Helps the offense out so much. But I also think that their offensive, how they run their system is better than Tennessee's. I do. I think that most of it is, you know, I just think that they operate things better. I think that they coach things better than Tennessee is. But it doesn't mean that we need it doesn't mean that we need a new head coach. It just means that we need to make some tweaks and figure some things out. Lane Kiffin has been coaching longer, especially as a head coach, than Coach Heupel has, especially on this level or higher levels. Lane Kiffin's coached in the NFL too. All right. So from Blockhead saying, go Big Orange, go Vols. And this one saying that Tennessee's biggest opponent is themselves, 1,000,000%. I'm right there with you. Dog is asking, do I think that Lane Kiffin leaves Ole Miss? I don't know what he's going to do. I don't really feel either way about that. I mean, I would say that obviously, man, Ole Miss doesn't have a whole lot of resources. What he's done with the resources, with the limited resources that he has there, I think that it's really good. But I also think that Lane Kiffin has done a whole lot of moving around in his younger days coaching. He might have learned from that. He might just say, you know what, I just want to try to stay put, and maybe we can get our big boosters to dedicate some more money or whatever. You know what I mean? Let me get to this one too. So this one said, I think that y'all go 8-4, lose to Florida, beat Vanderbilt. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you know, Texas had a freaking rough go. I felt like Texas was going to lose to Georgia yesterday. I felt like that was going to get beat down. I would like to know, what do you think about Coach Sark? Because I think that y'all need a coaching change. It's no excuse that Texas has so much talent and they lose games the way that they do. I would like to know what your thoughts are with that because, yeah, I mean, shoot, if Texas gets the right coach, they instantly turn into a national title team. I don't think that they're that right now, but I think that that goes to their coaching. Okay, so we got, what is this? Looks like we got everybody's up top again. So they're overloading. You got your 3 pass catching threats there. Then it's a tight end right here. Okay, and the running back. Everyone's on this side. So look at how short this side of Florida's defense is. This is where the coaching comes into play. It's almost like this is the same play. Nope, it's not. So quick screen. Florida blows that up, but Florida is showing a one-high look. It looks like they're probably playing man here. Yep, so they're actually playing. They don't play a whole lot of man. They barely ever play man. So I'm not a big fan of running quick screens and stuff versus man coverage. I'm not. But some teams, I guess they feel like, hey, we can set it up where we can get it blocked. But I just think that that's like the last. That's the last time that you want to try to run that. So 4th and 3. Like I said, some of this stuff might be off. This might actually be like a 3rd down, but. All right, so it's now 3-by-1. So you got 3 here, you got 1 up top. You could sometimes count this running back. They're showing it's 2 deep safeties. Okay, now it's coming down. I was gonna say, but they're kind of like bunched up. Now they're coming down. 1 deep safety look. 4th and 3. You're trying to stop the run. This is what is this, like a nickel player or what we call the star blitzing off the edge? Looks like they're going to be bringing 5. Okay, so they got 5 coming. And what is Ole Miss doing as far as their concepts? Obviously bunched up, stacked up here. Okay, got the bunch, just running spacing. So we talked about that concept earlier. You got a guy in the flats, you got a guy a little bit higher than that, then you got a guy that's going deeper than that. Kind of like levels, just so that you have the spacing versus the zone. Now, what does this flip to for Florida? Florida actually flips this to a 2 deep safety look. And this looks like this is cover 2. Okay, so they flip this to a 2. They start off pre-snap looking like it's 1. They flip it to the 2. They do a whole lot of that. It scares me with Joey Aguilar because, like I said, he doesn't really process and read the field very well. So we'll see what the staff can do to help him simplify these reads post-snap. You got to be able to simplify pre-snap and post-snap. But we have the staff that should be able to generate and tell us what the tendencies are so that we know what they want to do versus certain looks. But we have to do that. Like it's going to take everybody inside of this institution or everyone inside of this program for us to go down to the swamp and win this football game. All right, so next one, they're saying 4th and 3 here. I'm not quite sure. It looks like maybe there was a penalty or maybe it's a 1st down. I don't know. But they're going back to the 3-by-1. It looks like it's a 2 deep safety look. Okay, so no. So this is still, they got 4 up here plus the running back. So safety-wise, it's like they're about to run a cover 3. They're showing like a little bit of a one-high safety look, but it turns out to be cover 3, which is, that is a one-high safety look. Running the football. Ole Miss did a great job of just sticking to the run. This is kind of a draw. What is this? No, it's not even really a draw. It's just a daggum handed off inside zone. Like I said, bro, this is a game for the inside freaking zone. Run it right up the middle. You don't need to try to get fancy. I mean, look, this is a 3-man front, but they do all this 2 deep safety stuff, which you can still do the outside zone. This is a 2-by-2, by the way, from Ole Miss's offense. But you don't really have to. Like, just get downhill. We need to get back to just getting downhill. All right, and just simplify it for the entire offense. Okay, looks like he's about to come. Yep, he is. So he comes down, turns into cover 3. They showed cover 2 or some sort of a 2 deep look pre-snap. Then they flip it to a 3 deep look, to a 1 deep safety look. But you have 3 players playing deep. But again, Ole Miss sticks to the run. What's this box looking like? You got 4 plus 1, that's 5, and then 6. Okay, you got 6 inside the box. Safety's coming down late, but he's actually in coverage, just inside zone. As far as the front, um, this looks like this is an over. Okay, so over front. So they're pretty much shifting their defensive line to the field side or to the strong side. That can be the field side sometimes. But yeah, again, this looks like this is inside zone. How are they blocking it? Boom. He's trying to slant over. Just got him out the way. Get inside of this. Got to work harder here at center. Okay, running back. Use your speed. Be a daggone playmaker. Don't let these guys arm tackle you. Pretty freaking simple. It is not rocket science. 1st and 5. There must have been a penalty, or now it's 1st and 10 is what they're saying. Okay, so this is 2-by-2. Things are tight from the offensive set. 2 deep safety look. Like I said, you're going to see a whole lot of that. It's still 3-3-5. And they are playing. Wow, look at how wide open. I mean, I'm sure that y'all saw that, right? So sprint out, right, like you're faking off of this. Get these linebackers to bite over. Okay, occupy the flats, make them have to bite up. Middle of the field is going to be wide open for this tight end. Their linebackers aren't great. This guy right here, number 5, he ain't great. Wide open right there. What's the coverage? Hard to tell. Very hard to tell what they're running here. But, I mean, obviously, Ole Miss knew what it was. Beautiful. Simple stuff. Simple freaking stuff. Okay. Fact that kind of like jet sweep action. Pitch and catch, baby. Simple as that. Pitch and catch. 1st and 10. All right, so 2 deep. Even down here, they're still running 2 deep. We've got, this is still 11 personnel. This is a wide receiver, but they've got him bunched up. Motioning on over. Now we got 2-by-2. Okay, 2-by-2. Looks like this is going to be cover 2. Pre-snap, that's exactly what this looks like, cover 2. Is that what they're going to, I actually like running cover 2 down here. That's exactly what this is cover 2. Ole Miss sticks to the run. They got read option here. Okay. Read option. You got to honor the quarterback's legs right up the daggum gut. See how that works? Versus a 2 deep safety look, especially if it's cover 2, you can run smack dab at that. But we have to be able to execute. Now, what are they doing within their running game? Pretty freaking simple. Notice how people aren't going all over the place. It's easy. Hey, he's in front of me, I'm going to get him, right? He's in front of me, I'm going to get him. He's in front of me, I'm going to get him. He's in front of me. Boom, boom, boom. All the way down the line. Tennessee has to do way more of this because now we have the guys that we can operate that. Now, we needed more of what we're doing now where, and we did it some last year too, where it's a whole bunch of gap scheme. You're pulling people. Takes too damn long for it to get going. All right, we keep on getting killed backside running that crap. Enough is enough. Stop running it. It's not working very well. Outside zone, like I said, it's taking a step forward. But last season, the offensive line wasn't as talented as this season's is. So we needed to do some things to mess with the numbers to give us favorable numbers. Now we don't really need that. Just go get a hat on a freaking hat and stop doing too much. All right, go give me a hat on the hat. Go get down freaking hill, and let's go win inside the swamp. For the first time since 2003, let's stop playing with these folks. It's 2nd and 3. It's a pistol. It's 12 personnel. They're going smash mouth football is what this looks like. Does a pass come off of this? For what, coach? We're going to run it right down their freaking throats. We have a quarterback that, they have to honor his daggum legs that keeps this guy tied at bay. Okay? Run it at him. Sitting in front, and the quarterback's getting fired up about it. See, folks like that. Football players love the smash mouth. Let's go smash people right in the freaking mouth, and let's stop playing finesse ball. And I'm talking about, like, let's do it for real. Like, let's not have to pull around, dog. Hey, call them out pre-snap. You know what I'm saying? Call them out pre-snap. I'm going to show you. I'm going to show you what I'm talking about. Hey, stand up and point your guy out. This guy's mine. That guy's mine. That's what we need to get to. That's championship football, man, and we're not doing that. All right? But, yeah, I don't know if they scored here or not, but that's a winning play. That's what it's going to take moving forward forever. 1st and 10. Okay, so, yeah, that was probably a touchdown. So now Florida's back on offense. Let me take a quick break and let me tap back into the chat. Let's see if we have anything else going on. All right, so it looks like we got some more coming in. All right? So Dog is saying that our offensive line is not good as last year. Yeah, they don't look as good, but they are talented. They are still one of the more talented offensive lines in the country, relatively speaking. I think that there's some issues with the coaching personally. Dog is saying that Sark is on the hot seat. Yeah, okay. I would say he should be as well. I don't think that y'all's quarterback is good enough to beat Florida. Look, I think that he's going to have to play a really clean game. I don't think that he needs to do too much. We need to go into the and I'm hoping that today, whenever they're breaking down film from what happened last night, if they are doing that today, or whenever they come back and start doing that, you need to have not just one person, but multiple people need to go to the quarterback, Joey Aguilar, and say, Joey, we don't need for you to win this game for us. We need for you not to lose this game for us. We want you to hand the ball off. We want you to be super safe with the football, and we want for you to, whenever you can use your legs and be safe about it and get us 2 or 3 yards, go and do that. What we don't need for you to do is try to play hero ball and get greedy and throw it down the field too much, because this team is running a whole lot of 2 deep safeties, and they're going to do that a lot versus us until we prove that we can run it. And then once they come down, and if you see the single coverage down the field, then you throw it up. But that needs to be overemphasized, because he's just throwing too many interceptions. But yeah, I'm kind of there with you. I'm obviously not taking a shot at Joey, but man, like I want to be able to win out. The stream died. Okay, did it? What happened to the stream? Stream went down. Oh no. Okay, so I'm not quite sure what happened there. Can y'all still see me, or is it just totally down? Let me know if you can still see me. Give me a second. I'm about to check in and see what happened. Oh, okay. Yep. So this thing went down. Okay. All right. So you know what? That's kind of like what I was talking about. But we will be back. I'm gonna see if I can just come right back with a totally different stream, and we can just chop it up that way. All right. But appreciate y'all for tuning in. Thanks. Peace.